everybody. I'm Natasha, the marketing specialist here at CLO Europe, based in Munich. It is my pleasure to welcome you all to our first ever academic month. Thank you for joining us. Today marks the first university presentation dedicated to our academic month with Eskişehir Technical University, based in Turkey. I want to introduce to you our speakers, Hilal Sevancan and Professor Dr. Özgür Ceylan, who will be showing you how they have implemented CLO into their curriculum, the impressive projects their students have created using CLO, as well as a 15-minute Q&A session at the end, where you'll be able to ask anything you may want to know when it comes to using CLO in the academic world. Hilal Sevancan is a 3D fashion designer and lecturer at ESTU, specialized in three-dimensional clothing, textile, and clothing simulation using CLO 3D within the university's textile and fashion design department. She works closely with our partner, MasterKey, and also worked as a designer in a private design firm for 2 years. She also dedicates her time to writing articles on fabric simulation in virtual fashion and textiles. So hi, Ms. Hilal, thank you so much for joining us. I'll also introduce to you our second speaker, Professor Dr. Özgür Ceylan, who is a textile engineer and has been a member of the Textile and Fashion Design Department at ESTU since 2017. His main research interests are related to sustainability, biomaterials, nanofibers, and textiles, as well as wearable technology. So it is my absolute pleasure to introduce both of you. Thank you for joining us. We are very excited to hear more about your program and how CLO has been of use. You can start whenever you're ready. And just to keep in mind for everybody who is joining us today, this session will be recorded for internal purposes. So if you don't feel comfortable to put on your camera, that is totally fine. But just so you know, the presentation will be recorded for internal purposes. So yeah, Ms. Hilal and Professor Ceylan, whenever you're ready, we are very, very excited to see how you've successfully implemented CLO in your program.
Thank you, Natasha, for your nice introduction. We also would like to start thanking you and CLO team to create such a platform for us to share our experiences, and also, maybe more importantly, to learn from the experience of other universities. We did it in our way, but probably there's a lot to learn in this process. So it's a pleasure to be also the first one in sharing the experience in this platform. So we will start with the presentation. Now I think we can go to the next slide. So our presentation is mainly in 5 parts. I will just quickly give a general information about our country for a little bit touristic advertising, and then giving some information about the university, about our city. And then we will share our experience with CLO, how we integrated it to our curriculum, and how we use it in the design process. And we will share some of the student designs with you, how it proceeds in the meantime, and we will also share with you how we use it in addition to the educational purposes. So we are located in Turkey, as mentioned before. We can go to the next slide. We are in Turkey. Turkey is a very special country, as you probably know very well. We are in between 2 continents, one of the few countries, maybe one of the only countries, have lands from both continents. We are surrounded with 3 seas. We are the bridge between East and West, mix of cultures. We have a great cuisine. The ones who are considering still planning their holidays for the coming summer are more than welcome. Eskişehir is located right in the middle of the country, a bit more to the west, just next to Ankara. The most characteristic side of Eskişehir is being a student city. We have in such a, I would say, relatively small city, because it's 800,000 people population. It's big for a lot of countries, but we are like relatively medium city in Turkey. We have 3 universities, and one of them is Eskişehir Technical University. It's relatively new university. It's as a name, but we have old roots. We were part of Anadolu University for more than maybe half a century. We have old roots but new name. We have several. We can go to the next slides. We have several faculties, including sports sciences, science, and architecture and design. We have also institutes like institutes of graduate programs, earth and space, transportation studies. Our department, textile and fashion design, where I'm a member of, is located under architecture and design faculty. And there are other departments such as industrial design or interior design and architecture in our faculty. And for the actually introduction of the CLO in our curriculum, I will give the word to Hilal. She will introduce that part for you.
Thank you. Thanks a lot for nice comments. Our adventure of meeting CLO 3D as university started with research and put comments. A lot of comments and evaluations are quickly heard in the software world. In 2017 research communication, the most important factor that CLO 3D impressed as is that it collects the interface and textile process in a signal software. The interface, features, and results of the videos we watched impressed us a lot. In fact, we have seen that it's very integrated program with our education process. Material designs, pattern, prototype, control results, and show. The progress of this whole process within the program offers opportunities to students and as at many points. And university education would be a step towards our future and our horizon. In 2017, in 2018, we were in contact with CLO 3D now, and we meet with CLO 3D Turkey representative Master K, and we took our first steps. And preparations have begun, connections between our university and CLO 3D have been established. We had now begun to integrate the program into our university education. We received CLO 3D basic training within the university academic staff, and we developed ourselves. We started the planning during the training process, and in the process, we started to prepare the course contents and present the course proposal, course credits, weekly study hours, and student period are an important process. In the fall September of 2018, we integrated our course into the third and fourth grade process, and integrated it into the program as three-dimensional textile and clothing simulation, CLO 3D. And then the preparation of the computer laboratory, where the training will be given. All license installations and all environment we prepared with great care. Because during this whole process, the computer and its performance would be impressive. The course consists of 1 day per week and 2 groups, and all computers are activity using during the training hour. Outside the class day, students use lab for projects, work, portfolio, and exercises. We would like to talk a little about our course content. First of all, it has been prepared based on our academic calendar and fashion design education process. CLO 3D basic training content has been determined in the general framework. As we have seen in the course content, CLO 3D has been prepared based on the basic educational content. There is a training plan that starts from the introduction to the three-dimensional textile and clothing designs, and progress to textiles and clothing designs. And then three-dimensional textile and garment simulation, CLO 3D. The introduction is reflected in the course content based on the content determined in the academic program. We divide with the training process of our three-dimensional textile and clothing simulation course into 2 parts. Education stage 1, 5 weeks in the program basic training education. Education stage 2, 9 weeks in the program design development project.
So actually in this, I can just give some words. The first part of the education program is basically we are giving our students what we learned from CLO team. So yes. We got some training. Our representatives got some training from the local agency, let's say. So we are trying to give that training to our students in the first week. In the first 5 weeks, actually. In the second part of the course, we introduce learning by doing experience to our students. So they develop projects. Now, Hilal didn't mention the details of it, but like we try to make the program into the course into 2 different layers. Please go ahead, Hilal.
Education stage 1, 5 weeks in the program. In the first 5 weeks of the course, we complete the CLO 3D basic training process. Training of all such as program interface learning and using tools is provided. At this stage, this student has completed the basic education of the program. And after the visa exam, it goes to the second stage. Second stage, in the second part of the training, the students are now involved in their own projects and designs, as well as gaining experience in different projects. In fact, this process progress simultaneously with the education process of our school. Students transfer their own designs and products, fabrics, such as weaving, knitting, printing designs to the program simultaneously and make their clothing designs here. It is part of academic training. We see that CLO 3D is actually involved in the actual design process, and it forms an important part of the program in this process. We are seeing progress in this process, these steps. In fact, the most important point we see here is that it directs our education, and it is our feature-oriented work. In this whole process, students continue their fabric preparations, sketches, pattern design, and show preparations in the CLO 3D. And first, their real images before production. And more professional results are emerging. They can see many revisions simultaneously without washing time. This gives them the opportunity to evaluate and make more designs. We would like to give a short example.
I will just say first, what we presented here mainly is the graduate program studies. We also use the tool for the postgraduate studies, where we try to integrate it in our academic research. Like recently, for instance, we are trying to integrate a tool for using denim designs, or checking the potential of using the program for maybe designing smart textiles or wearable technologies. To this level, we didn't show any examples of those. We will not show today examples of those because they are really in a trial period for us now. But I think in the near future, we will be able to also integrate those research areas to program potentials.
Team research, fabric selections, 2D sketch, 3D transfer, pattern design, and 3D design simulation. We can say that it's an exciting process for students. Much of the critical thinking about place-wise sketch, models, and graphics of designs were created in 3D software. This way, time sewing and very effective way, we created various business plans and gaining life-changing experiences. This process was very exciting for them. The theme of our 3D collections is Eclectic Sunset. Our students has started to work on sketch by analyzing trend researches and color patterns influenced by eclecticism. She wanted to create a design by using concepts from different branches of art. She scaled her avatars according to her designs. She prepared the pattern bases and started the model application process. She made to choose of fabric and material. We constructed the patterns she created in constructing piece. She reflected this in her designs with her pattern forms. We evaluated it with a short video. And these. It was a successful process. Other students' work or students discussed the different systematization of Bayer patterns in the age when people and nature change, and she reflected this in her designs. She used sharper forms under the same theme in her designs in aiming to bring together different tissue types. Knitted and ladder constructions had been created. And then video. We compilate our collections development process, and then with a general evaluation process, we perform the feedback process of the designs with rendering and videos. The virtual final steps is our evaluation and revision process, and thus students receive project approval and revisions with CLO virtual views and video that they upload to the system. As the textile and fashion design department, we develop designs in the different fields in our inter-education process and out-of-school activities. These are some of the student studies we have prepared in the CLO 3D software. Studies have been created also in various textile products group, for example, men, women, children. However, different fabric texture studies have been carried out. Design have been developed for women knitting and non-woven surface, which we discussion within themselves. We would you like to show you with different example, a wedding dress designs and silk dress design. Another example is knitted fabric designs, fur and leather work. We see denim works. We see denim washing effects in detail. This impressive.
Yeah, this is something we really would like to focus in the coming months. We are in touch with an industrial partner now, and they're also very curious about the potential, what we can do with the tool concerning the washing effects and so on. So we had performed an initial study to very preliminary tools we used, so not very sophisticated yet. Even then, we could really see that we can actually integrate those to the system library and use it with different possibilities. So it's quite promising, we can say. Yes. Already.
In fact, we see the styles, design lines, and different setups of the students. A wide scala has emerged from classical designs to avant-garde designs. We can even do draping works by pinning them on the avatar in CLO 3D. There are studies that excite these students. We would like to exemplify this with address that we prepared with the wrapping method. We see these sleeve details, this sewing of the jacquard fabric and or beadwork in great detail. As we can see in the example, leather designs and accessory designs have been prepared. In fact, we use CLO 3D in our accessory designs. We prepare our designs such as bag designs, jewelry, and hats in complementary products. Subject the fact that we can do all of this within the program improvise design development and the students' perspective on it. The students provides an endless designs opportunity. It can create its own materials internally. This is a very important detail. And after all our designs work is finished, we prepare our visual shows and color variations. We illustrate this with short videos. We can see the color translations in detail, such as red, yellow, blue. In general, we can see that the program capacities are used in the different designs. As a university, we have used CLO 3D outside of our educational activities. We use it in presentations at different events. We had to apparently to show it onto different platforms. Our first step started for educational purpose. Afterwards, different process emerged with the pandemic in parallel with the industry. We came to for in these works with our competence. First, we had to apparently to present our digital designs at Design Week Turkey in 2019, and we prepared a virtual show with our students. We published it at the same time. Our first studies was very exciting. It was really nice to witness this. We got good comments. We are one of the few and important universities that provide this education in Turkey. We always get this comment like you have integrated CLO 3D into your education in the most activity and best way. This is very important to us.
Right this moment, maybe it would be wise to mention to the person who actually integrated the program to the curriculum. Normally he would be here instead of me. So one of the professors from our department, Mustafa Erdemirian, is actually the one who really pulled this through and integrated to the system. So we want to thank him. Because of health issues, he could not be here today, but we are expecting him soon. So go ahead.
Thank you so much. Secondly, we had the opportunity to attend Helsinki Fashion Week as digital designers. It was the worldwide organization. We have had really good and successful experiences here. With the participation offered received by our students, we entered a 5 months preparations period. Traditional designers and digital designers had the opportunity to work together. We had weekly communications and meetings.
I think that's next slide, yeah.
We had a joint collections process with three traditional designers in the works, and we prepared 3D views and virtual shows were prepared. We in this organization we had the opportunity to work with big digital teams such as India, Paris, and famous designers. We prepared 2 different fashion shows with 2 different designers. The results were impressive. The designs, the sustainability part, everything was perfect. Virtual shows were broadcast live and short videos. And we did live broadcasts with the designers. We also explained the process of making questions and answers in live broadcasts and making clothes design in CLO 3D. And with this organization, we had a opportunity to exhibit our own collections. Collections name Who Am I? We reflected the balance of human with nature and the change in time in our virtual show. We touched on the concepts of sustainable fashion, sustainable future, and nature. We made our designs in the catalog. We had to apparently to publish on the virtual set. And with the organization, we had the opportunity to appear in various magazines and news. At Voktien, we gave an interview about sustainability, fashion, and virtual fashion shows. The feature process, in addition, the appearance of the virtual shows that we are working and jointly have been published. We took part in the digital team at Digital Village. Prepared by Helsinki Fashion Week, we worked on the preparation of 3D garments and the virtual navigation platform. In 2020, we received an offer to participate in Mercedes-Benz Fashion Week. This email was very exciting for us. We are there with our own 3D look designs, collections, and virtual shows. It was great to be there under the Global Talents Digital Sustainability concept. We created our designs collections with the Limitlessness team and the videos. We had the message we wanted to convey in our video. The war of people in the world, consumptions had increased over time. This world where people live without limits had become brutal, one way out. Less conceptions, long lasting products, livable world. And then we got good interactions in this study. The virtual show we prepared in the world magazines such as Law Festival, Vogue, Bazaar, and Glamour has been published. We have experienced the adventures of this in all digital events and fashion weeks that we are at university and personally. Digital fashion designs is an indispensable part of sustainability. Moreover, you have more options when creating stories in the digital world. It also offers quick and easy access to digital shows. During the pandemic, this was a huge adventure. People from all over the world are just one click away from this digital world. This is very impressive. We share our students' efforts and achievements in the social network we opened as the 3D design. And we create an international interactions. All students have opportunity to communicate with 3D designers from abroad, share their designs, and make comments. It is very valuable to publish our collections on such virtual platforms in the world of conceptions. In fact, we see the changing plans in fashion and textile designs in the world in general. Designs takes a different path, and the fact that we as a university are involved in these innovations creates a different perspective for both our students and us. We have been preparing for the future for a long time. And then in general questions is actually on our means. I would like to mention this as our university, why digital fashion education, why cloth 3D, sustainability is our poetry. It is always a good idea to design with a zero waste strategy. These designs and their reflections on the virtual world are just as impressive and environmentally friendly. This is why we choose the digital designs education and CLO 3D program. We are excited to be a part of this organization.
Yeah, since 2017, thanks to the person which gave the presentation and the one who's on the slide. It's not a long time ago, but I think the progress we had in this context is quite big to our feeling. And the more we get into it, the more we see that there's a big potential. So that's why we are looking forward to listen to the other universities who will participate in the coming weeks and learn and get inspired mainly from their experiences. So thank you all for listening us, and we will be more than happy to answer your questions. Thanks.
Thanks so much.
So thank you so much for such an insightful presentation. It's so impressive how you've so successfully implemented CLO into the program and these exciting projects that the students have been able to create and be a part of using CLO. I'm sure a lot of you have a lot of questions you would like to ask, and we will try to get to all of you. So whoever would like to answer a question, you can simply press the button on the bottom of the Zoom screen if you click on reactions and click on raise hand. Once you have your hand raised, we will request to unmute you, and you can ask Ms. Hilal or Professor Ceylan whatever questions you may have when it comes to how they have implemented CLO and their experiences with CLO in the academic world. So we see here, Satyan. I'm going to ask to unmute you. We have one first question. Okay, you should be able to speak now.
Yeah, good evening or good afternoon. I do not know which part of the time it is. Okay, and so we thank you for a great insight that you have demonstrated as part of the university and academy, how this CLO 3D is being implemented. I have a question. Do we have a facility to customize the avatar to different body size proportions? Is that any features available in CLO 3D? Mostly we try to drape in the inbuilt avatar that is being available as part of the library given in the CLO 3D software. My question is, do we customize the avatar shape to different body proportions? Is there any such facility available in CLO 3D?
Did you follow, Hilal?
Am I clear?
Yeah, the crucial part I missed, but I think you're asking, I will rephrase it. You're asking if it's possible to create avatars or customized avatars in your with the predefined. I think we can do that. Yes, we can do it, and we're doing it. Like based on actually one of my students' projects will be about that in the coming weeks, in the coming months actually, that we will try to create some specific body types on the tool itself, some specific avatars, and we will try to compare those. Maybe I'm giving some secret information, but we will try to compare those with the general size sets.
Yes.
And try to compare it or try to see whether this classic size sets are still fitting to the specific body types or not. So this is one of the research topics we will study one of my students in the coming future. So it is possible, in short.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for sharing this information.
Okay, well, thank you so much for your questions.
Thank you.
And yeah, I see we have some other questions in the chat as well. So we have hi, greetings from NIFT Delhi, India. Could you share the challenges and roadblocks you face while incorporating CLO 3D in your course curriculum?
Actually, we didn't live much. It was an integrated program in other programs, pattern programs, Illustrator, Photoshop, integration. Actually, we didn't live much.
What we have is in our curriculum is we actually building up in these digital programs like the softwares. We start from the first, second year, I think, teaching students starting with Photoshop and then going with to Illustrator, and then it goes to different pattern tools. And then we added this as a third year students. So they have some sort of background in digital technologies. So, and the tool itself, CLO, has integration possibilities with those tools, so which is also a great help. And then if you can build up this in the curriculum somehow, then it would be easier. It is easier to integrate it. So we actually, as Hilal says, didn't face much resistance to it.
So we have another question from Hina. So how can the translation made be smooth and seamless between 2D to 3D software? So that's the biggest challenge that they are facing.
I integrated 3D and 2D view and import pattern, and simultaneously we see CLO 3D pattern and change. No, please.
Okay, thank you so much. And then we also have a question from Elena asking, in what year of study do students study the program with CLO?
Can I hear it again? Sorry.
Yes, of course. So Elena is asking, in what year of study do students study the program, CLO?
They start in the third year.
Okay, so third
We
year.
actually started in the beginning of when we first implemented in the program. It was in the third year and fourth year at the same time, because we didn't want to miss. We didn't want students to miss this opportunity. So the fourth year students, we gave the course both to 4th and 3rd years at the same time, so the graduates could get this opportunity as well. And it was really nice. It helped them through also to getting new job opportunities, actually. So now I think it's integrated to 3rd year.
Nice. Then we have another question from Bavi. Are there any digital courses available for international students specifically for digital fashion?
From our side, unfortunately not, but it's a very nice idea, actually. Well, we can consider that. Like,
yeah.
if maybe CLO provides a platform for that, we will be more than happy to exchange our experience in that way.
Yeah, it would be a great idea. Yeah, and then we have a question from Jane. Super interesting. Thank you. May I ask if you're using other software other than CLO?
For 3D?
Yes.
For 3D simulation, no. Just correct me if I'm mistaken, Hilal. No, for 3D? No, okay.
No.
For the moment, no.
Nice. And then we have here another question from Hina. Thank you. What are the new career opportunities your students are taking up after learning CLO? So, yeah.
That's actually a good example of it is just sitting in front of us. Like, Hilal is one of our graduates, and she did her master also with us, with the professor that we mentioned. And she started to work as a 3D designer in a company. I mean, she can explain her career as well, but now she recently jumped to the local distributor of the tool. She's working with them now. So it's a really good example. But I also have I have one student who has been hired because she could use CLO in a denim factory, like in a denim design company. So yeah, it provides great opportunities, I can assure you. Like, knowing this 3D simulation in this era is like becoming a need, I can tell you.
Yeah, for sure. Especially with the future of the industry and the type of designers and people who are being looked for in the moment, it's so important.
Yes.
So yeah.
Yeah, indeed. But also, like, we learned a lot during the pandemic. Like we showed some examples. If maybe pandemic would not be there, we would not be able to use or we would not be able to participate. If CLO wouldn't be there, we would be just outside of the whole fashion shows, fashion weeks, all the organizations. We would be an outsider. We could still participate thanks to the skill set we had in that context. And the more we look at it now with this after pandemic, especially, there's like a great road to go with this. And like with the integration of social media and all, there's unlimited, really, like limitless opportunities.
Yeah, that's really great. Then, I'll go on to the next question. Thank you so much. Fraz is asking if you will start animation in your course, like Cinema 4D or Blender in the future as well.
Well, we don't not give training now, and then
maybe in the future.
Yeah, we don't give training now.
Yeah,
well, we might. This is like what we said. Actually, our journey is quite short. I mean, like it's 4 years in total. So from the moment we touched to this until now, so there's a lot to go. Really, there's a lot to go. There's a lot to learn, investigate, explore, and we are looking forward for that.
Great. Yeah, it's so impressive when you say, only 4 years and everything you've accomplished and seeing these student projects. It's really mind-blowing what you've been able to achieve. So yeah, really, really amazed. So I will go to the next question. What was the role of CLO, so I guess in this case MasterKey, as software provider in facilitating you with the curriculum? Was there any hand-holding?
We were getting support with MasterKey as first education.
Also a lot of trainings, I think. Hilal personally got one, so.
Yes.
You had the academic basic training, correct? You mentioned in the presentation. Yeah, great. Okay, then I think that we've covered all the questions. So at this point, I want to thank you all for joining us today. We hope that you were able to gain valuable insights on just how valuable CLO can be within academic institutions. It's really, truly our hope that students are able to learn the technologies such as CLO that will be vital for their success in the future of the industry. So in order to continue the conversation, we would like to ask anyone who is interested in sharing their contact information to type share in the chat. And we will create a list of emails and share these with the participants of the session. This way you can stay connected if you wish to do so and discuss any topics related to CLO in academics. And at this point, really, I want to thank you so much, Ms. Hilal and Professor Ceylan. It was really such an amazing presentation and really looking forward just to see how CLO will develop even further in your program, as it's already so impressive what you've been able to do in the past 4 years. And to everyone again, thank you for joining, and don't forget to register for our next university presentation taking place next week. So have a great rest of the day.
Thanks so much.
Okay. Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Thank you.